Yes. Hi everyone, welcome to Top Stitch Tailoring Studio. In case this is your first time to discover this channel, here I create pattern drafting tutorials and sewing based on your request. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you the basic and simple way on how I made this necktie. Just watch this video up to the end. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us get started. Here is the fabric I'm going to draft my adult tie on. First, I mark the tie width is 7 inches. These 7 inches include seam allowance. But you can make your tie too big or too small depending on the style and design you are working on. After I connect my 7-inch width point with a straight line. From this point, I measure tie length 30.5 inches. Remember, we are doing the first piece of the tie. We are having two pieces, so this is the first piece of the tie. After I square across a straight line at 30.5 inch point. I now go ahead to trim out my working fabric. So, I have to recheck my measurements. Here I have 7 inches width by 30.5 inches. This is my working fabric. I go ahead and insert calculated tie measurements. I turn the right side of my fabric to face up. What I have here, 7 inches, I mark it on one side of my fabric. Then, at this 7-inch point, I draw a bias line like this. After, I trim off this excess from my working fabric. Next step, I get this edge. I connect to this point like this. Now, I go to the sewing machine. I sew this area. As you can see, I've finished with the stitching. I turn the right side out like this. After turning the right side out, this is how it appears. Give it a neat iron press. Then match these edges like this. When you match them well, the tie brings out its shape. I now take it for stitching. After stitching, I trim out the excess. As you can see, I did not stitch all the way. I left some space for joining this first piece to the second piece. Next is to turn my tie inside out. Balance the edges and give it a nice iron press. Wow, the tie first piece is ready. Next is to work on this second piece. I get my new fabric. I measure the first piece upper width. Here I have 4 inches. That means the joining width of my second piece to this is 4 inches. So I mark 4 inches on the fabric. After, I square a straight line at 4-inch point width. Also, I mark my second tie length, 30 inches. I trim out my working fabric. I have to confirm if what I cut is matching with the first piece. I create a slant cut on both first piece upper side and second piece lower side. So, at the first piece, I open the edge. I mark on one side 1.5 inches down. I draw a bias line. Still, I go ahead and trim off the excess. Also, the second piece, I mark 1.5 inches down. I draw a bias line. Still, I trim off this excess. I align them together after. I proceed to the stitching side. I'm done with the stitching, and this is how the two pieces are joined together. After, I continue working on the second piece upper edge. I stitched this area like this. Now, I trim off the excess. I mark small tie edge 1.25 inches. Then I connect it to the original stitch line of the first piece that I stitched. I stitch this line. Here is a stitched second piece. I trim off this excess. I get a pen, I flip my piece inside out like this. After, I give it a nice ironing so that it brings out the tie edges smoothly. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of basic tie drafting, and these are the outcomes. Please try making yours today. If you have learned something from this video, please give it a thumbs up, share and subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to turn the notification bell on so that you will be notified whenever I upload a new video of the same. So guys, thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video. Shalom. God bless you all. I sign out.